You know, I feel like I haven't had a decent shave all week. It started off with this one right here, this brass one. Now, you know, I've got some fancy razors. I've got these brass/gold ones here. I got this gold one here, fancy. I've got copper ones, gorgeous. I've even got ones with naked ladies on them. Actually, not naked, but I like my men smooth, it says. I like smooth men. But you know what? I'm going to remedy this kind of a bad streak I've had of shaving all week. I didn't even shave yesterday. I think I just did the old electric razor just to get it out of the way and done. You know what? Today we're going to grab we're not going to grab the copper one, even though it's gorgeous and it twinkles. We're not going to grab these other goldish ones, these brass ones. We're going to get the one gold executive model 1958 Fat Boy from Gillette. 1958. It also sparkles in the light. See that? Sparkle, 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 sparkle. All right. So this is a Fat Boy, 1958. First year they were introduced, the executive model, gold plated. I assume it's real gold. It hasn't tarnished. It's worn off a little bit, so it's not real thick gold plating, but there you go. Twist to open, as we all know these Fat Boys are. This one, it's like it was never used. It's gorgeous. That's why I clean it after every time. That's why I hardly ever use this thing. I want to keep it gorgeous. All right, so let's put a feather blade in. No more of those Bic blades for me. I just decided to try, something different. And I started off on the wrong foot. Let's get back on the right foot. Back on the good foot. All right, so let's go with, normally I go 7. I'm going to go 7 this time. Ooh, that's a tight mechanism, man. Butterfly doors close beautifully. Don't have to worry about getting the blade just right on the little nubbins and things. There we go. All right. And we're going to shave just because. What are we going to do for aftershave? I don't know. It's the one thing I always forget to do. It took me forever to find this dang copper blade or a razor, but it was in the closet. I went through all the stuff, and it was down there, and I found it. Whew, peace of mind. All right. So I took a shower, did my hair. I'm going to put some hot water on my face just because. Oh, you know what? Hold on one second, because I need to go get these shout outs. Because I got a couple, at least one. A very special one. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, folks, we're back. So that shout out goes to a very young Beatles fan, 8 years old, Sophia. Shout out to you. I'm also one of the biggest Beatle fans in the world. I've been to Liverpool. I've crossed Abbey Road. And you seem your dad said that you know like all the songs and all the lyrics and stuff. That's fantastic. It's crazy. It's crazy how the Beatles still reverberate to this day, even with 8-year-olds like Sophia. So shout out to you. And in the end, the love you make is equal to the love you take. Or is it the other way around? The love you take is equal to the love you make. Oh gosh, yeah. Now I feel bad I got the lyric wrong. Okay, let's go back to 1, take 2. No, I'm just kidding. So shout out to you, Sophia, and keep listening. And here's a song I bet you haven't heard or you're not familiar with. It's called You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. It's this crazy track that only John and Paul recorded over a series of like a few years. They would just keep coming back to it and adding to it. It's just them being silly and having fun. You Know My Name, Look Up the Number. That's what you need to listen to as soon as you're done with this video. I've got a couple more shout outs after that, but right now, it's time to calm down for a second. See, I get the ball rolling, right? And I get all excited and I get hyped up, and then I feel like I need to just calm it down for a second. Got the old Barbasol, the Beard Buster, the Jurassic World Dominion can. They don't have any more of this. I keep looking. I think I bought like 8 of these things just to have them, and in case I want to do giveaways. So I've got a bunch. So if you didn't get yours, you might get one in the future. I don't know, but you know how bad I am about sending stuff out. It's terrible. All right, a little bit of Barbasol. School is almost back in session. My one boy went to orientation today. The other one will go back, I think it's a couple of weeks, maybe a week. Oh boy. You know how I remember what it was like those last few days of summer, that last week, you're like keeping tracks, like, oh gosh, I only have 7 more days of summer. No, I have 6 more days. And you're like, or is that just me? I used to hate that. It used to bug me. But I'll tell you what made me feel better. Maybe this can make you feel better. Let's start shaving. We got this feather blade on 7, 1958, executive Fat Boy, and a little old me, Sinatra Lennon. Ooh, I can feel that that 7's aggressive on this 58. Now, Grandpa Grungy is a 60, so this is kind of like his great-great-grandpa right here. But he is definitely not grungy. He's the old grandpa that has all the money, you know? My grandpa on my mom's side, whenever we would go to his house, he lived in San Antonio. He always had, my brother and I would pester him to go to, take us to the toy store. It wasn't really a toy store, but it was a store that had toys. The TG&Y in San Antonio, or Wynn's. That was one of the two places, TG&Y and Wynn's. And my brother and I would always, when we get there, go ask Grandpa to take us to the store so we can buy a cap gun. We always had to buy like a dart gun or a cap gun. USA, good old America. Anyway, we'd bug him to do that. And whenever he'd pay, he would just bring out a wad of cash. Like, he just didn't have credit cards. He was of that generation that didn't have credit cards, just had cash. And he was not rich by any means. He just kept it all on hand. And that's kind of what this guy is. He's older than Grandpa Grungy, but he's got a wad of cash. Anyway, okay, so my tip. And this kept me going through middle school and high school. I think maybe, less so in high school. Here's what I would do to make myself feel a little bit less anxious or nervous or like sad that summer was ending. I would open up a book of Peanuts comics, Charlie Brown and Snoopy, Peanuts, Charles Schultz, which I absolutely love. And I still actually have a library book that was due, I think, in 1979 from a local Houston library. Don't tell them, please. I think the statute of limitations is over, but you never know. Check out the Seinfeld episode where this old library guy is looking to get back a book that Jerry didn't return. So anyway, I didn't return this old Peanuts. I still have it. I should go find it and show it to you. Anyway, so I would look. It was a compendium, and there were a bunch of these Peanuts comic strips. They come out in the newspaper during the year, so they'd be seasonal. You'd have the Christmas ones and the Halloween ones, and the normal ones, and the summer ones. And because it was a bunch of kids, Charlie Brown and his friends were all little kids, there was also the back to school ones. And Charlie Brown was always like, "Oh no, I got to go back to school. It's going to be terrible. Summer's over." So I would read that and go, "Good, I'm not alone in feeling that way." And you're not alone. And I told that to my sons this morning. We were going to school. It's like, if you ever feel nervous or anxious about doing something, you're probably not alone. There's probably a bunch of other people feeling the same way right now. So just take some solace in that if you can. All right, there's the first pass. Ooh. Great-Grandpa Grungy? No, Great-Grandpa Grungy, I guess. No, Great-Great. Doing a good job still after all these years. Let's put some more water up. Put some more Barbasol. We got another shout out. Mike Rose. You've been around forever on this channel. I appreciate you. I hope you know that. So shout out to you, Mike. So we've had Sophia, the 8-year-old Beatles fan, and Mike Rose so far. We only got one more today. And I'm sorry if you requested one. Sometimes I don't see them till after the day, like your birthday, or it's like, oh, dang it. I should have done that on Monday, but I missed it. So I mean no malice. We're on the second pass, right? This is going by so smooth. I just forgot. I started enjoying myself chatting with y'all. All right, here we go. So if you're going to middle school or high school or college, good luck to you. As far as I'm concerned, at my work, they just built a brand new building, and we're moving all the operations into that building. And Monday was our first day there. It's in a little bit different, it's a little bit closer to where I live. It's right next to the University of Texas. And so we're having to all get used to this new thing. So we're in a little bit of a transitionary phase where it's like, oh boy. So I got to figure out new places to walk, because I would park at a place and walk. In fact, you've been on some of those walks with those live streams of mine. So I got to find some new places to park and walk to get my exercise. Because my main aim is not to be bored while I'm exercising. Nothing will kill your exercise more than being bored. That's why I don't like treadmills, So I walked through a neighborhood called Hyde Park today to get to work. And I walked through the University of Texas campus, which was nice. It was a little boring. There's not a bunch going on, but the students are still not quite in school yet. So Maybe there'll be some more stuff to look at, people watching to do as I take my stroll to and from work. And then when it cools off, still. Austin just recorded its hottest July ever in the history of keeping records of that stuff. So when I was talking about how hot it was, I wasn't kidding, folks. I was not exaggerating. It's miserable. And I know that a lot of the world was hot this year. Why is that? I don't know. Let's fix it somehow. I'm not getting into all that discussion. I know better. You don't come to this channel to listen to me talk about politics or anything else. What do you come to this channel? I don't know. That's a good question for everybody. Why do you watch my videos? You don't have to say. What makes you come back? And what makes you leave? Sometimes, because I do the same thing. I get bored with an old YouTuber. It's like, I still love the guy, but I don't want to watch his videos anymore. I know that happens to my channel too. All right, we got one last shout out. And I think your birthday is either today, Friday, or it was last Friday. So either way, happy birthday to Kyle, otherwise known as Evil Gamer. He's 37 years old. Happy birthday, Kyle. Another August baby. Okay, third pass, folks, by the way. Another August baby in the books. Happy birthday to Evil Gamer, Kyle. I hope you're not truly evil, Kyle. I hope that's just a fun little screen name. Strike fear in the hearts of the other people online, right? Whew, I gotta admit, I'm a little nervous about my oldest son starting at his new school. Middle school was not fun, for me at least. Now, he's a lot better looking than I was, and he's thinner than I was. I think he's got a lot more going on than I did. So I went into that with a deficit, I feel like. Middle school, but everyone's awkward in middle school. And then you get the people that peak too soon, Like that was their glory days, middle school and high school. You don't want to be that guy either. So I was happy to be a late bloomer later on in life once I realized that I was a late bloomer. Look at this. This lighting is weird. It's showing every blemish and wrinkle on my face, and yikes. Woof. All right, third pass, folks. You know what? Because I can feel the aggressiveness of this razor, I'm going to loosen the butterfly. Let the butterfly go. I'm going to put it down to a 6. Just a 6, not a 5. I don't want to go that low. I feel like that I was losing the race if I went down to a 5. But a lot of people do this. They'll adjust the adjustable razor for, plated conditions, right? So you've already taken away most of the whiskers if you're doing 3 passes. So you don't need that full blade exposure for the third pass. And I think I got a nick. Is that a nick? Couldn't tell if it was a bubble or a nick. I hope it's a bubble. But any hoozles, I hope everyone's doing all right. I hope that if your kids are heading back to school, that you get good teachers, that you get all the supplies you're supposed to get, that your orientations go well, and that your children thrive. And hopefully you've given them a good base to go from. Good, solid, strong foundation. It's tough sometimes, As a parent, you sometimes feel like, gosh, am I doing this right? Or you see something in your offspring, it's like, God, that was something I don't like in myself. I hope I can change it in them. But there comes a point where it's like, well, they got to be themselves, I'm not trying to mold them into, being little Sinatra Lennons or anything. But I want to kind of teach them practical stuff, like financial stuff, like don't live beyond your means. Don't, because I struggled with credit card debt since I was in college, because the credit card companies sent me things. It's like, what? I can use this and buy all the pizza I want? Yeah. And, and then that snowballs. Finally, a couple of years ago, I was able to get totally out of debt, which was great. So if you're still struggling with that, believe me, I know how hard it is. So I'm trying to get them to not get into it. My wife is very good about that. She and her family were a lot smarter than I was when it comes to that sort of stuff. So I'm hoping that between that genetic sort of inclination and my horror stories of living beyond my means and stupidly for years, I could see like if you had like an emergency come up in a car repair or whatever. But if you're just like buying frivolous stuff just to buy it because you're bored or whatever, and you've got a credit card with a limit that you haven't hit yet, don't do it. Don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. Okay, that's my financial advice for you. Hey, man, I tell you what. Speaking of good shaves, that was a fantastic shave. And Purdy, I'll put this guy up against this guy any day. This one's a cheapie, but it wasn't that bad. This one is absolutely worthless. And this one's got a naked lady on it. She's not naked. It's not like the kind where you go like this and then her top comes off. No, this is a family channel. I apologize. I hope you weren't listening, Sophia. Okay, so let's rinse off. See the problem areas. Ooh, not too bad, but still, still. It's either my technique or just something. I don't know why I can't. I try to vary my technique sometimes just to be able to get those problem areas as I'm doing it, but I just can't seem to do it. I'm not sure what it is. So I'm just doing a cursory once more. Make sure that. All the parts of my face that whenever I feel them right after shave, if there's still whiskers, I gotta get them out of there. I'm just weird that way, Okay, that's good. Now I'm gonna take the blade out of this because I'm probably not gonna use him again for a while, and I'll wash him off. I use just an old toothbrush. This is my new toothbrush, but I use an old one like that. And I'll just put some hand soap on it. Sometimes I'll use this. Some people might think that's too abrasive, some toothpaste, but I'm too worried about that. I can't worry myself with that. Okay. Did I wash my face off or did I just stop shaving? No, I did. And then I did the pass. Okay, that's right. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh, well, it's 45th parallel. It's just right here. It's at my fingertips. I just took it from directly next to you, see? Goes right in there. The 45th parallel from Captain's Choice. Cherry. I love anything cherry. And look, it's getting low. Can you see how much is left? Not much. Only that much. I'm going to have to buy some more. They very generously sent this to me a while back. Ooh. Ow. Oh, that was a smack. Woo. That was the shot heard around the world right there. Ooh, baby. Oops. Sorry. Put the crema right in front of you. Look at that. Ooh. Interesting. What an interesting way to end the video with a big crema ball right in the way. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Happy birthday to you, Kyle, and to Sophia, and to Mike Rose. Shout out to all of you, and thanks to everybody for watching these silly videos of mine. And if you want to, leave a comment and let me know why you watch these and what else you might want to see. I don't know. I don't want you to get bored, because I don't want to be bored. That's huge. I want to stay busy and not be bored or be boring. All right, help me out here, folks. This is the listener viewer help line. I'm asking for your help. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all very soon.